This is my speech on how to make banana pudding my mother's way. I've made it several times, so I know how to make it pretty well, and it's really good. It's really the only way I like banana pudding. Some of the things that you're going to need to make banana pudding my mother's way is 2 boxes of Cook and Serve vanilla pudding. These are the big boxes. They are 4.6 ounces. You need 2 of those. And 2 cans of evaporated milk. Doesn't matter what brand. These are 12 ounces each. You do not follow the instructions on the back of the box. First off, I have already put the pudding mix into a bowl. And with that, you put the evaporated milk and the pudding mix together in a bowl. Go ahead and stir that up some there. What you're wanting is for that to sit and kind of dissolve. Here's 3 cups of water. We're going to go ahead and put that in a pot. And get it to boiling. Okay, I don't know why my last section didn't record, but what happened was the water started boiling, and then we took our pudding and evaporated milk mixture and we poured it into the boiling water. After that, we turned the heat down. Right now we've got it on 4. I may wind up turning it up just a little bit at some point, but right now that's what we've got it set on. You need to bring this to a boil and let it thicken up just a little bit. Okay, my pudding is now boiling. That means it's done. I did end up turning up the heat just a smidge to 5. You do not want to cook it on more than medium. You will burn your pudding. I stirred it at near constantly, which is what you pretty much need to do to keep it from burning. So now you need to set your pudding aside to let it cool. You can just let it cool at room temperature, or you can do what I'm going to do if you need it to cool faster, and I am going to set it on something and put it in the fridge. If you do that, it will actually make your pudding a little bit more lumpy because it will have a film on top. But once you stir it up and put it in with everything else, nobody's going to notice. Okay, the pudding has cooled. It's about room temperature. I'll let it cool in the fridge that much. As I said, it's a little lumpy because I did put it in the refrigerator, so it got a film, and I mixed it up, and but it's fine because once it gets everything else, nobody's even going to notice. The other ingredients that's going to go in here is Cool Whip. I couldn't remember how much, so I just bought the big tub. Bananas. The recipe calls for 5 to 6. Right now I've got chopped up 4, so I'll probably have to chop up some more. And Nilla wafers. So I should have also mentioned that this recipe will fill up this entire great big bowl. So if you're wanting to make it for a group or a small group of people, you're probably going to want to condense the recipe a bit. I do have a system for how everything goes in and in what order, and there's a reason for it. The pudding goes in first, and you do everything in thin layers. Then after the pudding, you put in the bananas. You can see that, hopefully. Everything goes in thin layers. You're going to get into this a little bit, so just make sure your hands are clean and everything's fine. Here's what the first layer of bananas on top of pudding looks like. After the banana pudding, or after the pudding, I do the bananas. And then after the bananas, I do the Cool Whip. The reason I do that is to separate all the pudding type layers, like the pudding and the Cool Whip, with more solid layers, like bananas and the cookies. And that kind of helps actually with making your layered banana pudding here, because if you try to put Cool Whip on top of pudding, then it all kind of smears together and it makes it difficult. And that is the layer of cookies on top of Cool Whip. And here is the finished product. banana pudding. You should try to get the last layer to be quick. If you're paying attention to your ingredients as you put it in, it shouldn't be hard. If you have any leftover vanilla wafers, you can crumble them up on top. I actually didn't. I used the crumbs from the bag to put it up on top as a garnish. You can see the layers of the vanilla pudding there in the bowl. Go over the ingredients once again. You're going to need 2 large boxes of vanilla cook and serve pudding. Those are 4.6 ounces each. That's if you want to make a large batch like I did here. 2 cans of evaporated milk. That's 12 ounces each. You're also going to need 3 cups of water. 1 large thing of Quip. 1 box of vanilla wafers. And 5 to 6 bananas. I use 6 bananas to finish this off.